Hi everyone. We are here, Joe Frank and I, my son, we are going to do an experiment with you today and talk a little bit about science with plants. And what we're going to talk about is how plants need water and how water travels up through roots into the stems of plants and out into their leaves. I have celery here today, and if you have celery at home and some water and some food coloring, you can complete this experiment. Before I talk about the celery and some colored water in that experiment, I'm going to review an experiment of water and it being sticky with a piece of wax paper. If you remember, we talked about at the very beginning of the year, I'm just going to color water blue, pink, and green. And Joe Frank is going to help me here. Can you stir the green one? And this experiment that we had done, if we put droplets of water on some wax paper, water likes to stick to itself. It actually doesn't like to stick to the wax paper. So, Joe Frank, do you want to add some drops of water?
I do it.
And if I add a few drops, here, I'll help you, of each color, good job. And I get a water droplet near another, they will stick to each other. Can you see this one? So this green one's about to stick up to the pink one. And this green one's about to stick, here it goes, to the blue one. If we just move it a little bit, then that blue one's going to stick to the green one. If I bring these near each other, they'll continue to kind of grab onto one another and combine. It's like they eat each other up. They stick to each other. So for our experiment to thinking about plants, if you all planted seeds, and you can still do it if you haven't, or if you watch some of your plants or flowers growing around you in your neighborhood or in your backyard, thinking about plants, celery happens to be what's called a stalk or a stem. And water, of course, travels through these plants because water is sticky and it sticks to the sides of trees and plants and stems. An experiment for you to see that is to color some water. So I have a glass jar. I'm going to color it. I'm going to put 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to put quite a few drops of food coloring in there to color this water. And then I'm going to take some celery. The celery I found some in the center here that has some leaves. If you have the leaves, that works well to really see it. If you trim off, I'm going to take a knife, have an adult help you, trim off just the ends of it here. And I'm going to set the celery in colored water. This can happen and change in about 20 minutes, or you can let it sit overnight. So I'm going to let mine sit overnight. And then I will come back and we'll see how it has changed. If you do this experiment at home, you should be able to see how water is sticky and water will color this celery. For mine, it'll be blue. I hope you can try this experiment at home. Think about plants and think about how water is sticky and water needs to feed those plants. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
I miss you.
I miss you.
I hope you're still doing science at home. Bye.